God's chosen ones do it now. No matter the cost, the final step of destiny, God's chosen ones. Did you wake up this morning feeling like a stranger in your own life? Are you carrying a silent loneliness on your shoulders? A weight you cannot name yet. It presses on every heartbeat. Right now, in this quiet midnight hour on Wednesday evening, September 4th, God is sending you a sign. Can you feel it? On the surface, everything seems ordinary, but deep in your soul, you know a destined moment is waiting. Tonight, everything could change if you truly listen, if you open your heart to the call God has sent just for you, God's chosen ones. As you sit alone in the darkness, in the stillness, where only the ticking clock and your heartbeat mark the passing time, let your eyes notice the faint light slipping through the window. The bell sounds. Its echo is like a whisper reminding you there are signs only your soul can hear. The number 757 appearing in a dream, the number 4444 glowing on a clock. Can you sense it? You, God's chosen one, are carrying a loneliness no one else can see. Your children no longer call as they once did, and you wonder if you've been forgotten. Fear whispers to you in the dark at 3 a.m., reminding you that your body has limits, that the years have passed, that opportunities seem to have slipped away. But here is the truth you need to hear. You have been chosen. You are not here by accident, not at this very moment. Every breath, every lonely second has been leading you to the sacred role God has prepared for you. And right now, as you hear these words, prepare your spirit. A prayer, a sacred phrase, a decisive step. It will come to you in this very moment, opening the door for you to step into your season of redemption. Everything you thought was lost, every loneliness, every fear has only been a mist, veiling the light God longs for you to see. Tonight, God's chosen ones. Your destined moment is drawing near. Part 1, Preparation and Trials. God's chosen ones. Have you ever wondered why every loneliness, every loss, every seemingly meaningless day has appeared in your life? You wake up early in the morning, look into the mirror, see a tired face and sunken eyes, and ask yourself, how many years of my life have I wasted? But here is the truth you need to hear. Take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and listen to each beat, because God is speaking to you right now in this very moment. Imagine Margaret. She's sitting alone at her kitchen table at 2:30 a.m., her hands wrapped around a mug of coffee gone cold, the faint mist from the cup fading into the still air. The walls echo the laughter of yesterday, of children now living 3 states away. She whispers into the darkness, God, are you still there? And in that silent moment, Margaret feels a soft tremor, a warm presence filling her chest. It's not her imagination. It's the presence of God pressing on her heart, reminding her that nothing she has endured has been in vain. And Robert, a Vietnam veteran, sits in his car under a red light at the same intersection he's crossed thousands of times. But today is not like the days before. The silence inside the car feels heavy with meaning. A warmth spreads through his chest, the glow from the dashboard reflecting on a weathered yet steadfast face. He doesn't move when the light turns green because he's listening, truly listening. A whisper says, your story matters. Tell it now. This is how God chooses his people, not through dramatic miracles, but in the quietest, most ordinary moments, the moments we think no one notices. God's chosen ones. You must understand that being chosen does not mean being perfect. It does not mean you must be strong, skilled, or fully prepared. As 1 Peter 2:9 declares, you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood. Not because you were ready, but because God chose you and he will prepare you. Every failure, every loss, every lonely night you thought was meaningless, all of it is part of the incubation you must go through. This is the silent preparation, the place where your roots grow deeper, the place where unseen strength is forming in the dark. Have you ever looked at old photos, scrolled through memories, and wondered if your best days are behind you? Time seems to crawl and race at the same time, and sometimes you ask yourself, do I still have a chance to do something that matters? Esther 4:14 reminds us, you are not late, you are right on time. God's chosen ones. You don't need to go back to start over. The moment you stand in now is the sacred intersection of heaven and earth, where God's plan is waiting for you to step into. Feel this every sleepless night, every silent tear, every moment you wondered if anyone understands. These are all hidden lessons. They teach you patience. They teach you the value of silence. They teach you to hear God's voice in what seems meaningless. You are growing in the dark, but do not mistake the darkness for emptiness. It is the place of training, of shaping your spirit of God, preparing you for your coming season of redemption. Margaret places her hand on the table, looking at photos of her children, each stage of their lives flashing before her like a film reel. She thinks it's all over, that it no longer matters. But the truth is, those years are gathering strength, preparing her for the greatest step of her life. And you are the same. Every loss, every disappointment, every sleepless night is preparing you for the moment you will step into your mission. This sense of incubation is not comfortable. It's like planting a seed in the dark where no one sees, where everything seems stalled. But beneath the soil, roots are spreading, sprouts are forming. God's chosen ones. It is now in these lonely nights, in these moments you feel forgotten, that God is nurturing you, protecting you, preparing you for your season of redemption. Robert closes his eyes, feeling his heartbeat and thinking of the past. He remembers battles, losses, and things he once thought were failures. But today, in that still moment, he realizes everything had a purpose. Every pain, every trial prepared him to be a messenger, a living witness for those who are lost. God's chosen ones. You are going through the same thing. Every tear, every fear, every lonely moment is a lesson, a test, part of the process God has set for you to step into your calling. Imagine this: every time you feel exhausted, every time you wonder if you have the strength to go on, this is when God is pressing an important truth into you. You are not late. You are right on time. Not yesterday, not last month, but this very moment. Right now, this is the moment when everything you've been through will come together, when you will recognize your mission and walk forward with resolve despite the fear, despite the pain. God is there in the silent kitchen, in the car, waiting at a green light in the moments you thought you were alone. He is pressing on your heart, reminding you that every trial, every loss, every long night is not abandonment, but preparation. Margaret feels God's warm hand on her shoulder. Robert hears the whisper in his car, telling him his story matters. And you will realize the same. God's chosen ones. Take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and feel each beat. Your destined moment is near, and you will not miss it. Every loneliness, every pain, every fear you thought was meaningless, all of it is leading you to a sacred turning point where God will open a path only you can walk. Can you feel it? Your heart beating faster, your breath sinking with the breath of the universe. This is the moment you realize every loneliness, every loss, every trial has been perfect preparation, and the destined time has come. Esther 4:14 echoes in your mind. You are not late. You are right on time. God's chosen ones. Tonight, in the silence, in the darkness, open your heart. Look around you. Feel every sign, every light, every bell, and the numbers 707 or 444 appearing. God is speaking to you through what seems small. Every moment, every heartbeat, every breath is a reminder that you are chosen, that you are standing in the right place at the right time to fulfill the mission God has set for you. Prepare your spirit, God's chosen ones, because right after this moment you will begin to see that the trials, the loneliness, and the losses were never wasted. They are the launchpad, the fertile soil God has prepared to plant the seed of your mission, your obedience, and your season of redemption. The moment of destiny is calling your name, and you cannot delay. Part 2, Call to Action. Encourage God's chosen ones. It is time for you to realize that delay only steals the time and opportunity God has already appointed for you. What are you waiting for? Waiting for your body to be stronger, waiting for your heart to be braver, waiting for your children to grow, for circumstances to be ideal, for everything to feel perfect before you take the step God has already called you to. Listen, not tomorrow, today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when everything feels right, but right now, in this very breath, you must act. Look at those remembered in history: Moses with trembling lips, yet leading Israel through the Red Sea; David, small and fragile, facing the giant Goliath while an army trembled; Noah building an ark under a clear sky, without a single cloud to warn of the flood. God's chosen ones. None of them waited for perfect readiness. They stepped forward trembling but obedient, and those steps changed history, changed destiny, changed the lives of millions. Do you feel the trembling? That is not failure. That is normal. Your heart may beat fast, your hands may shake, your voice may falter, but if you step forward, God will stand behind you. Joshua 1:9 reminds us, "Be strong and courageous, for the Lord, your God, will be with you wherever you go." 2 Timothy 1:7 proclaims, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind." And Ecclesiastes 11:4 slices through every excuse. Whoever watches the wind will not sow. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. God's chosen ones. Look around you. How many times have you been ready to begin, but fear, doubt, or the feeling of not being ready stopped you? Realize this delay is the thief of redemption. Every day you hesitate, God has opened a door, a chance, an action you could have taken, but you let it pass. Every month you delay, a season of blessing slips by unnoticed. So begin with small but powerful acts. Place your hand on the shoulder of someone who needs comfort. Write the letter you've been afraid to send. Speak the word of forgiveness you've kept locked away for too long. Every trembling step, God's chosen ones, is proof that you are willing, that you are obeying, that you are opening the path God already prepared. This is the moment you learn to live trembling but obedient, shaking, yet still moving. Imagine Robert sitting in his car at the red light, hands on the wheel, heart pounding. He trembles, but he does not move forward with the car. Instead, he listens, and then he acts. A small action: choosing to stay, choosing to tell his story, choosing to share with others, and instantly trembling turns to strength, fear turns to power. God's chosen ones. Today, do not wait for the perfect feeling of readiness. Step forward even if your heart races. Act even if your voice shakes. Every small action you take today plants a priceless seed, a step God will multiply, an opportunity that opens the season of redemption. Look around you, feel the faint light coming through the window. Hear the bell echoing, see the numbers, 777 or 444 in your dreams, or glowing on a clock. These are the signs God is sending, reminders that your destined moment is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you are perfect, not tomorrow, today. So will you act today, God's chosen ones? Or will you allow fear and delay to write your history instead of you? Part 3, The Cost and Obedience, God's Chosen Ones. It is time you face a truth many are afraid to confront. Obeying God is not always easy, not always comfortable, and certainly not without cost. But listen closely. It is precisely that cost which becomes the door into blessings beyond human reason. Obedience opens corridors logic cannot see, pathways our minds cannot predict or calculate, but which God has already arranged perfectly. Imagine Robert, an 82-year-old man. For 15 years he felt a quiet call in his soul: go visit the prisoners, bring light and hope to those the world has forgotten. But Robert had enough reasons to delay his age, his health, his fear, his fatigue. He told himself, maybe not now. 15 years of reasons, of hesitation, of delay. Until one day Robert finally decided, no more delay. Today I will go. He stepped through the gates of the prison, his heart racing, his hands trembling, yet his stride steady. He met a young prisoner, one who Robert knew would never believe in miracles had he not walked in that day. The prisoner broke down in tears. Tears streaming down his face seemed to say, I've prayed for someone like you for years. God's chosen ones. Let this image sink deep into your heart. 15 years of delay, but one obedient step changed another man's destiny and opened doors reason could never foresee. Do you see it yet? Miracles do not arrive when you are perfectly ready. They arrive when you step forward trembling but obedient. You may think the cost is too high, your time, your energy, your safety, your comfort. But God's chosen ones understand this. The cost of delay is far greater. Every day you do not obey, you are paying interest on opportunities already prepared by God. You are losing seasons of redemption you were meant to walk in. Look within yourself. There are actions you've been avoiding, pushing into tomorrow, a phone call. You fear a word of forgiveness. You've held back an act of courage you've told yourself you're not ready for. God's chosen ones. Today, choose one of those. Write it down, choose it, and do it before the sun sets. Let that act become your proof that you are ready, that you are obedient, even trembling, even afraid. Obedience is not just about following God's command. It is about positioning yourself to receive blessing. Every small act you do today, every trembling step you take opens corridors reason cannot see. Think of this. When you place your hand on someone in pain, when you speak a word of comfort, when you forgive, when you share a part of yourself. God sets invisible mechanisms in motion, streams of blessing flowing through your life and the lives of others. God's chosen ones. Perhaps your eyes will fill with tears as I say this. Someone who has borne loneliness, who has battled fear, who has thought they were no longer needed, witnessing a miracle unfold before their very eyes, a soul saved, a heart healed, a life reborn. And those tears are not of despair, they are tears of blessing, of release of the power obedience brings. Look again at Robert. He trembled as he entered that prison, yet each step opened transformation. A glance, a smile, a word of encouragement. What seemed small carried the power to change a life. God's chosen ones. You too can be Robert. You can step into the prison of your own fears, into the challenges you've avoided, and transform them into power. One action today could open the season of redemption you have been waiting for all these years. Feel this moment, your heart pounding, your hands trembling, yet you step forward. You choose obedience. You choose to abandon delay. You choose the cost. And suddenly the atmosphere around you shifts. Peace floods in. A gentle light spreads. A holy awareness God is walking with you. He sees every step, every trembling effort. God's chosen ones. Here is the secret few understand. The cost is not loss, it is opportunity. Every time you are willing to pay the price, every time you step forward trembling, you unlock doors you could never imagine. Opportunities, blessings, miracles all waiting for you. You may not see them immediately, but God sees. God is weaving everything into His perfect plan, and you are the centerpiece of that plan. So imagine choosing action today. Maybe it's a call, a word of forgiveness, a step of service, an act of courage long delayed. When you do it, you feel trembling but steady, trembling but obedient. And in that very moment, obedience unleashes its power. Doors open, wounds heal, miracles unfold beyond logic. God's chosen ones. I want you to remember this: you are not alone. God walks every step with you. He sees every tear, every trembling moment, every small act. And it is these acts that set rivers of blessing flowing through your life and into the lives of others. One word, one action today could save a soul, restore a relationship, open a door, plant a seed that will grow into a harvest of abundance. Feel this power. Take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and know every step you take, trembling as it may be, opens corridors reason cannot see. Every act of obedience today is proof that you are ready to accept your calling, to pay the price, to enter the season of redemption God has prepared long ago. God's chosen one, are you ready? Choose the action you've been avoiding and do it before the sun sets. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Feel the tears, feel the stirring, and watch the miracle unfold around you. That is the power of obedience, trembling yet moving, paying the price, yet receiving blessing, surrendering yet gaining without limit. And when you look back, you will see it clearly. Every fear, every doubt, every delay was only a mist that clouded your vision. The true power was always here in the moment you chose to step forward, in the moment you acted despite the fear. God's chosen ones. This is the step that unlocks not just obedience, but a season of redemption unlike any you've ever seen. A chain of miracles, a river of blessing flowing through your life for years to come. Part 4, Blessing and Abundance, God's Chosen Ones. Now let the eyes of your soul open wide. Take a deep breath and feel the shift spreading through the atmosphere around you. Every step of obedience you have taken, every trembling action, every moment you chose to move forward despite fear, these have opened a river of blessing, a mighty current that will not only impact you today, but flow into the lives of generations to come. Imagine Margaret, after overcoming her loneliness and daring to step forward, trembling yet obedient, she begins offering small but meaningful acts. A phone call, a word of encouragement, a gentle gesture of care. Each time she places her hand on a shoulder, each time she speaks, hope, the atmosphere itself trembles with healing power. This is what Scripture calls channels of blessing, divine streams that God releases through your obedience. God's chosen ones. Blessing is never meant to stop with you. It flows into the next generation, into young people you thought no one would listen to, into children, grandchildren, or even strangers you meet along the way. Every act of obedience today is not just healing for you. It plants seeds of destiny for a brighter future for those who come after you. Your obedience is not merely a kind gesture. It is a legacy, a quiet revolution that you are building with your hands and your heart. And not only this, blessings flow through reconciliation, broken relationships, wounded hearts, conflicts carried for years, all have the chance to be healed when you walk in obedience. One apology, one gesture of forgiveness, one conversation you were afraid to have. These may seem small, but they carry the weight of heaven. Margaret, trembling, dialed the number of an old friend with whom she had long been estranged. Her heart pounded, but she pressed forward. When the call connected, both voices broke into tears. That moment didn't just heal her friend, it freed Margaret herself from years of silent pain. God's chosen ones. Look around. You will see blessing shining in tears, in a smile, in a hug, in a whispered prayer. And blessing also flows through creativity. The book you've been afraid to write, the sermon you thought no one would hear, the idea, the business, the community project, all of these can become rivers of blessing if you dare to step out, to share, to obey. Never forget this. Every blessing carries a divine purpose bigger than your comfort. Each blessing, each act of obedience is not just for momentary joy. It holds a sacred purpose far beyond what you can see or understand. This is the secret only God's chosen ones discover. True blessing is not for yourself. It is for healing, for multiplication, for transformation. Consider Robert again. When he finally obeyed, blessing didn't just flow to him, it rippled outward to those he touched. One word of encouragement and gesture of kindness opened channels of blessing in countless lives. God's chosen ones. You too can release rivers of blessing. Let your hands become God's instruments, your heart the source of healing, your steps the beginning of an endless flow. Look within your heart, you will see that every act of obedience is a seed planted in sacred soil. That seed will sprout, grow, and bear fruit you could never imagine. Your sweat, your trembling moments, your quiet tears, they are being transformed into streams of life, into divine energy, multiplying blessings. God's chosen ones. Feel this now. As you give, you are filled. As you pour out, you are strengthened. As you release, peace and joy flood in. The true power of obedience is not only in great actions, but in the smallest gestures, a smile, a word, a touch. And in those sacred details, you encounter God's presence deeply, tangibly, personally. Blessing is not random. God's chosen ones. It is the direct result of obedience. When you step out, when you dare to pay the cost, when you open your heart, miracles begin. You can feel the shift instantly. A soft light fills the room, a smile brightens a face, a silent tear transforms into hope. The ordinary becomes miraculous. Look again at Margaret. She offered encouragement and the recipient wept. But those tears weren't only theirs, they were hers too, washing away pain, dissolving fear, reminding her that obedience carries power to reshape lives. And the same will happen for you. Every trembling word, every hesitant step, every delayed action finally taken, each is a river of blessing. Each is part of the legacy you are building. Breathe deeply, God's chosen ones. See the rivers of blessing. See them flowing through your hands, through your heart, into others. This is your spiritual inheritance. This is what God prepared long before. And now ask yourself, will you keep delaying or will you step forward, give and receive blessing? God's chosen one, today, choose obedience. Let every step, every tear, every gesture testify that you are living in God's power, that you are writing a spiritual legacy for generations to come. Remember, this blessing is never for accumulation. It is for outpouring, for healing, for planting seeds into those who thought they could never be saved, never be loved, never be touched by grace. God's chosen ones. Every trembling step today, every word given, every act of kindness is proof that you are living in your season of blessing, that you are stepping into the abundance God prepared before time began. And finally, feel this moment. The power of obedience, the flow of blessing, the rivers of abundance streaming through your life, through others, through generations unborn. God's chosen ones. You are the channel. You are the messenger. You are the sower of redemption flowing into this world. Now place your hand over your heart. Feel every beat. Know that each act of obedience you choose today will not only change your life, but touch countless others. Hear this truth echo in your soul. Your age is not your limitation, it's your authentication. Every gray hair, every wrinkle, every scar is proof of your endurance, your strength, your faithfulness before God. Age is not a barrier, it is a sign that you are ready to carry the mantle, to walk into the season of redemption. God's chosen ones. The cost you paid for obedience was never loss. It was opportunity for blessing. Every tear, every fear, every trembling step was a stepping stone toward something higher. Now is the time to declare, this isn't the end of my story. It's the beginning of my legacy. Look back at what you've endured. Loneliness, disappointment, fear. All of it was used by God to prepare you for this moment. Now you are not alone. He walks with you, blesses you, strengthens you, and covers you in every act of obedience. Feel His warmth, His light, His presence filling you, guiding you, confirming your legacy. God's chosen ones. Right now, I invite you to type Amen in the comments as your declaration of obedience. Share this message with another chosen one so they too may know they are chosen, not abandoned, destined for blessing. And don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you will not miss a single prophetic word God is sending to you. Breathe deeply. Once more. Hear my voice gently like a prayer wrapping around you. Every word is a witness of God's love, His power, His blessing over your life. Let your soul rest. Let your spirit be healed. Let your heart know you are chosen. You are loved and you are ready to walk into infinite blessing. God's chosen ones. Every moment you live, every obedient step you take, every tear you've shed is writing a story the world will never forget. This is the beginning of your legacy, a river of blessing flowing now and into generations yet to come. Stand tall. Take a deep breath. Whisper to yourself, I am God's chosen one. I have been chosen. I step forward. I receive blessing. I release blessing. And know this, from this moment on, you will never walk alone. God's chosen ones. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are ready to change the world, one obedient step, one giving gesture, one courageous act at a time.